That is the stuff that I live for right there. Hey everyone, how's it going? So first off, for those of you who are new here, my name is Jacob Williams. I am a professional music producer and composer. And tonight, I stayed up till this just came out. I think it's literally only been available to be listened to for like 2 minutes now, so I'm a little late. I wanted to hit it on the dot, but things happen. I also thought about doing this live, but I don't know how many of you would actually sit there watching me tear apart an album in live time. So we're just gonna take things slow and do things like we normally do, except for I'm gonna be up all night till like 3 or 4 in the morning editing this because I want you guys to see it ASAP. So this is the reason why the Charlie video was early, and thank you guys so much for all the love on that. That album was a lot of fun. As you can see, it's over here on my right side of my screen because that was the last thing I was listening to, and then I went straight to work today, and I've been looking forward to this all day. A lot of people have been looking forward to this since it got announced, and whether you're here because you are also a Taylor Swift fan, or you are here because the entire world lit up orange in a day because of this exciting news, either way, you are welcome here. I am so excited, and I'm sure you all are excited to see what awaits us on this album. The only thing we know about it is that we got Shellback and Max Martin on the production. We're back to big banger party vibes, at least so we've been told. Taylor likes to surprise us. I'm really excited to sink my teeth into this. I've been thinking about this album a lot and what it's going to do for pop music and what it's going to do to kind of shake our equilibrium in terms of just big pop anthems. And I want to say it's going to start off with the single right out the gate. I don't know what to expect. I have my own pre-opinions already as to what is going to be on here. But before we dive into track one, I want to give a quick shout out to our patrons. Because of you guys, we're able to put more into this channel and really bulk up the value of the content on here. So thank you for your direct support. If you are interested in becoming a patron, you will get your name alongside these lovely people here on this side of my screen. And you will also get access to some early content. In the coming days, you're going to have a Chapel Roan video given exclusively to patrons for a month before it goes live on YouTube. So again, if you want to see my content quicker and you want to get more content faster, feel free to become a patron, and your support will directly go here to the value of what you see right before your eyeballs. So let's go right in to track one, The Fate of Ophelia. We're gonna plug right in and get jamming. I'm excited to see what's on here. And if you want my opinion, this is gonna be a direct fusion of 1989, a little bit of Reputation, just based on some of the things I'm seeing in the track list, and maybe some Midnight's vibes. Maybe we'll get some cozy lo-fi pop house stuff while we're on here. Let's dive right into track one, The Fate of Ophelia. Kind of not the timbral intro that I expected for this. I was expecting glitter right out the gate. Like literally the first second this album started, I was expecting big machine heavy perfect pop drums. Instead, we kind of get these nice little Jack isn't working on this, but we get some nice Jack Antonoff drums kind of coming in with their little jazzy paradiddle fills. I'm kind of liking that little synth bass down there. It does feel very Showgirl so far. It feels like this is like the low before the high that's about to come. So it's just a neat little like bum ba-dum bum bum little strutting kind of rhythm that sort of matches Taylor's branding and sort of visual marketing for this album so far.
And if you'd never call for me, I might have drowned in the melancholy. I swore my loyalty to me, myself, and I, right before you lit my sky up. All that time, alone in my tower, you were just haunting your powers. Now I can see it all. They want you took me
Okay, I'm no longer going to be singing that Lumineers song. Sorry, guys. I'm no longer going to be singing that song. I think from now on, I'm going to be singing this one whenever I see the name Ophelia. Just for some added context, I've been playing a lot of Octopath Traveler lately in my off time, and there's a character in the game named Ophelia. And whenever I see it, I get, oh, Ophelia in my head. And now this is going to be in my head. I like... I like the vocal crack that Taylor does leading into those phrases right there. I like the artistic intention of breaking into that vocal technique just to give us that sort of ascendance, if you will, with the melody that she's written here. The way that everything's kind of building up, I feel like it's just going to go bananas like later this song, or like probably even leading into the next song.
100 on the land, the seas, the sky, pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes, don't care where the hell you've been, 'cause now your mind is about to be the sleepless night you've been dreaming of.
I love that vocal break. And here on this channel, we like to focus on a lot of the production elements if we can. Right now, I'm sure all the Taylor Swift fans are grabbing at lyrics and running to Genius and talking about their opinions, but we're going to focus on some of the bigger picture stuff here too. So I like those guitars in the back. They're almost kind of dominating the track in a way, and I was expecting keyboards and synths to kind of be taking that spot. But instead, we have the guitars kind of dominating a lot of that mid mix and a lot of that sound in the middle of the song. If anything, you kind of got like one doing the main riff, like dun 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 dun, and then another one doing shanks, like little bip 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 boom bip bip, and it's kind of taking up a lot of that rhythmic section too. So it's actually a very guitar heavy mix, which I didn't really expect.
Ophelia, the eldest daughter of a nobleman, Ophelia lived in fantasy.
We're already getting references to future tracks because track 5 is Eldest Daughter.
But love was a cold bed full of scorpions. The venom stole her sanity.
Ooh, I like that second harmony kind of coming in towards the end there. But Taylor is giving us something to talk about that we haven't even really talked about on this channel a whole lot. And we've listened to a lot of music. So right there, what happened, that little break right there in the production where the mids kind of did their thing, but the bass and the drums cut out. As far as I know, there's not really a term for that. It's just kind of something that producers and artists just do. And that's a good way to call emphasis to certain lyrics, or it's a good way to sort of make one verse sound different than the other, is if you kind of cut things off, or if you sort of take a chunk of a song that you want to have emphasized and you just change up the arrangement a little bit. So you either take instruments away or you add certain instruments to it. That's kind of what happened there. And it's a very small but effective technique. I've used it in songs before. I've heard it done in so many songs. Surprisingly, I don't even think I've mentioned it on this channel yet, and maybe I've heard it done before. So something to remember, something to remind myself of later when we're talking about other songs, is to be on the lookout for that. Look out for arrangement cutoffs. That's just what I'm gonna label it as.
And if you'd never call for me, I might have lingered in purgatory. You wrap around me like a chain, a crown, a vibe, pulling me into the fire. All that time alone in my tower, you were just haunting your powers. Now I can see it all. They want me, you took me out of my grave and saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. Keep it 100 on the land, the seas, the sky, pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes, don't care where the hell you've been, 'cause now your mind is about to be the sleepless night you've been dreaming of.
I kind of like the way that the word night goes up with the little keyboard flourish, and I kind of like how like low-key magical this sounds. It's not up in your face as much as I thought it was going to be based on some of the marketing and some of the branding of this album was. I thought the first track was just going to be like boom, pop, like right in front of your face, but I kind of like that it's very held back. It's like holding something back musically, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like an insecurity feeling, or if it's like if it's intentional, just holding it back for future tracks, but something feels like it's about to just blow up in this song, and I don't know what it is. I think because the energy feels just a bit hesitant, and maybe that's on purpose, but I kind of like how low-key magical some of these mids are sounding. Some of these little mid-frequency instruments like these keyboards, they're kind of taking a backseat, which is a little different, and it does kind of have that sort of showgirl sort of aesthetic in a way, maybe missing some of the horns. Maybe if it had a bit of that kind of Panic at the Disco thing coming up underneath it, it would feel a bit more Baroque or a bit more like showmanship, showgirlship-y. But yeah, let's see how this ends because we still got a minute left.
Ophelia is locked inside my memory, and only you possess the key. No longer drowning and deceived, all because you came for me. Locked inside my memory, and only you possess the key. No longer drowning and deceived, all because you came for me. All that time.
I feel so bad pausing that because Taylor is just killing it, absolutely killing it on that falsetto vocal break right there. I also wanted to touch on my personal opinion about Taylor's voice. So I feel like I've heard throughout the years that, you know, Taylor's strength is in her lyricism and in her songwriting, and I do very much agree with that sentiment. But I feel like, and this might be a bit of a hot take, I don't know how you guys will take this, but I'm just gonna say it because it's my personal opinion. I feel like Taylor's vocal ability doesn't really get a whole lot of love in the pop area. I think there's people who do appreciate her singing skill, but there's not a lot of people that really understand like how good of a voice she actually has. And I didn't even really understand that until we saw the Eras tour and I saw how she carried herself over so many different years of different singing styles, from country to pop to alternative rock to indie. Like, just hearing the way that she is able to carry herself through so many songs, let alone through like a 3-hour something set, that is really when it hit me that Taylor does have a really great and really unique vocal ability. And moments like that are what I'm hoping for more of on this album, where we hear some of that unique vocal ability kind of coming into the fold.
Alone in my tower, you were just honing your powers. Now I can see it all. I can see it all. They want now. You dug me out of my grave and saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia.
That backing vocal is everything that I'm not going to do it, but that with the way that it went up and slithered downward in a nice melodic pattern leading out of there, that is the stuff that I live for right there. And we got a lot of it on 1989. We got tons of it on Midnights. I heard a lot of really cool vocal performances like that on Midnights. And even in some of the Taylor's version albums, we did get some very well performed different sort of backing vocals across some of those choruses and bridges. And yeah, that was just such a nice way to open up that ending of that track.
The sky, pledge allegiance to your hand. Your team, your vibes, don't care where the hell you've been. 'Cause now your mind is about to be the sleepless night you've been dreaming of. Ophelia,
Oh,
you
so
saved
great.
my heart from the fate of Ophelia.
Oh, okay. I know I said I was going to let this go into track 2, but I'm going to mention one last thing about Taylor's vocal ability. She doesn't really get a lot of credit for this, at least from what I've seen. I'm not like all over social media and I'm not all over the internet, so I don't really know. But from what I have seen, she doesn't really get a lot of credit for her lower range that we've gotten a lot. That we've gotten a huge dose of it on albums like Evermore and on albums like, I mean, even Tortured Poets, we got a decent amount. That just low, gravelly, bluesy. The only other artist I can compare it to is Lana Del Rey, just that very nice, low, gravelly type of singing. Taylor is really good at it. She's gotten better at it throughout her career, and that those kinds of notes have been more present as her albums have gone on. It's good to hear some of that still very much intact. On to track 2, Elizabeth Taylor.
Elizabeth Taylor, do you think it's forever? That view of Portofino Portofino was on my mind when you called me at the Plaza Atene. Ooh, oftentimes it doesn't feel so glamorous to be me.
I like how old-timey this song sounds so far. Like, it's less glitter so far, and it's more just like Broadway, New York, downtown kind of feeling. Like all these like string samples coming in. It feels very like you're outside of like a movie theater type of vibe. Like it feels very showbiz magical. And again, the vocals feel very reserved, very held back a little bit, like the spotlight's on you and you're just a little nervous.
All the right guys promised they'd stay under bright lights. They withered away, but you blew. Portofino was on my mind. I think you know why. And if your letters ever said goodbye, I cried my eyes violet. Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have.
It's here. It's here. We got 1989 back. We did. And I'm going to tell you why. So 1989 isn't just the big glorious synth pop album that we tend to kind of remember it for. I think a lot of times the bombastic sort of beats too, like the big bassier 808 heavy ones like Shake It Off or I Know Places. Also, I think should get remembered when we think about albums like 1989. And I like how hooky this was. We got like 3 different hooks before the chorus even started. The very ping-pongy like melodic singing that was happening there before the chorus hit was great. There was some other stuff I wanted to talk about too, but I just got totally smacked in the face by those drums. Wonderfully mixed drum bass rhythm section, by the way. It's great. Let's keep it going.
And while Hollywood hates me, only as hot as your last hit, baby. Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have you.
Ooh, that was good. So that reminds me, in the first verse, we had some backing vocals that came in with a whole different tonality. I think they had a bit of a different like EQ setting and also a bit of a different saturation compression combo thing happening to sort of boost them up a little bit, give them a different color. That way they felt different than the lead vocal. Even right there at the end, we had some sort of delay vocals fading into the background. Another thing, from a lyrical standpoint, I kind of like the sort of self-objectifying that Taylor's doing here from like in terms of a music career standpoint, the sort of Hollywood hates me and I'm only good as like my chart numbers type of thing. Like sometimes people like to value artists or art like in terms of streams, even on this channel. I was thinking about this earlier when I was doing like the Charlie video, for example, and I was like, oh, well, you know, this song has a lot of plays. Let's see why. So I mostly do that from a point of reference, like, oh, okay, a lot of people have listened to this. Let's see why. I feel like genuinely a lot of people will look at something popular and won't look at the diamond in the rough. In fact, sometimes when we've done stuff on this channel or when I've listened to music on my own, sometimes one of the least played songs on the album is actually the best one, at least just to me personally, or subjectively, it is like one of the best ones. So I think there's a lot to be said about a statement like that. That's at least what I perceived from that lyric, was a very like, oh yeah, I'm pretty much an object to the entertainment industry because all I am is monetization and streams, or I'm sort of album sale and volume unit to you guys. And that's sometimes all that artists are looked at as, unfortunately. Let's keep it going.
Hey, what could you possibly get for the girl who has everything and nothing all at once? Babe, I would trade the Cartier for someone to trust. Just kidding.
The top line game here is great. I mean, this is just common throughout all of Taylor's discography, right? The amount of time that goes into writing her top lines and making sure that they're catchy, making sure that they fit the song so well, has always been something that I've really liked about her as I've gotten more into her music. Another thing I wanted to talk about is the overall aesthetic of this. It's less like perfect pop. It's less electronica, synth pop as I thought it was going to be. It's actually very kind of has elements of indie pop and jazz pop with those very organic sounding drums. It sounds like they were actually recorded. It sounds like they were an actual like organic drum kit, and they're being mixed with electronic drums for some of the chorus, more synthetic parts. But some of the main rhythm section here is actually organic instruments.
Best both at Musso and Frank's. They say I'm bad news, I just say thanks. And you look at me like you're hypnotized, and I think you know why.
The vocal emphasis on every like fourth, fifth word is being done with like doubles that are panned. So the main vocal is just sitting in the middle, and the backing vocals are going bump, 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 and hitting on about like every fourth word just to add more rhythmic value, to add more emphasis on certain lyrics.
If you ever leave me high and dry, I cry my eyes violet. Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Been number one, but I never had to, and I can't have fun if I can't have be my and why. When Hollywood hates me, only as hot as your last hit, baby. Been number one, but I never had to, and I can't have fun if I can't have.
Oh, those pianos. Those pianos, man. I am not underselling her vocal performance here, by the way. I'm very much aware of what's happening here. This is a banger. But the piano work here is very, very New York at 10 p.m., just getting out of the show, foggy streets with a lot of lights, neon lights. Like that's definitely what it's giving here. Very appropriate. And what's up with track twos on Taylor's albums? What's up with track twos? Why are track twos always like some of the better songs, or some of the like bangers, or just like really infectious songs? I mean, we had Maroon, we had Blank Space, we had Tortured Poets Department. You know, like if you look back, all the track twos are bangers.
Do you think it's forever?
That bass.
If I can't have you, all my white diamonds and lovers are forever in the papers, on the screen, and in their minds.
During the bridge right here, all of the instruments except for the drums have dropped completely out of the mix. And what that does is it calls a lot of attention to just the vocals, because right now that's the only melodic instrument, if you will, playing in the mix. So naturally, our human ears go right to it.
White diamonds and lovers are forever. Don't you ever end up anything but mine. I cry my eyes violet. Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Been number one, but I never had to, and I can't have fun if I can't have be my and why. When Hollywood hates me, only as hot as your last hit, baby. Been number one, but I never had to, and I can't have fun if I can't have diamonds and Elizabeth Taylor. Do you think it's forever? On the screen and in their minds, all my.
Ooh, some of the vocals that we heard in the pre-choruses are coming back into this. So they're kind of building up towards the end of the song. They're sort of climbing up and rising as the song is nearing its climax here. And that is actually something you hear a lot in pop punk, out of all things. It's very common in pop too, but the first time I ever noticed it was in bands like Sum 41, Blink-182. A lot of pop punk bands do that, where you know, a vocal that you sang earlier in the song comes back to sort of help build up and bulk up the song arrangement. And yeah, I just really wanted to point that out because I noticed it. I was like, oh, okay, we're getting that back again.
Diamonds and lovers are forever. Don't you ever end up anything but mine. Oh.
Great. Absolutely great. We're 2 for 2. I've liked both of those. I mean, I'm just going to be that guy. I'm going to be that person, right? So I used to be very picky with Taylor's music. I used to be more the, I used to prefer pop Taylor over older Taylor. I used to be very, just didn't really get her lyrics. I didn't really understand Taylor from a lyrical standpoint for the longest time. Over tons of exposure from my wife over the years, I have kind of learned that, you really can't go wrong. Like I'd say there's probably only like one or two songs in Taylor's entire discography that I wouldn't choose to listen to, or I wouldn't like sit there and listen to. Like like she has a way of just making very relatable, very well crafted music. Let's move in to track 3, Opelite. It's a slightly longer song than what we've had up until now.
I had a bad habit of missing lovers past. My brother used to.
And I can see you. Don't you hear it? It's got the same kind of groove, the same kind of funk to it a little bit. We have a very indie pop kind of funky bass and drums sort of moment happening here.
All in, eating out of the trash. It's never gonna last. I thought my house was haunted.
Oh.
I used to live with ghosts and all the perfect couples. Said when you know, and when you don't.
I like this song so fast. Like I literally was like, yep, I'm adding this one. So the hook potential here, actually, to my surprise, the way that she's singing this is still very pop, but it's kind of actually leaning into her country roots just a little bit. And that might anger some people, but you know what? This is all opinion based. This is just what I'm hearing with my producer ears. So I'm hearing just a little bit of that sort of rhythmic country sort of bounce a little bit with the way that she's going up and down in notes there for that melody. And it goes very well, very, very well with that punchy groove right below her.
All of the foes and all of the friends.
Those high vocals.
Seen it before, they'll see it again. Life is a song, it ends when it ends. I was wrong, but my mama told me it's alright. You were dancing through the lightning strikes, sleepless in the onyx night. But now the sky is open like, oh my Lord, never made no one like you before. You had to make your own sunshine, but now the sky is open like, you couldn't.
Oh man. Okay, so wow, what a catchy chorus. That was all over the place, but so melodically intact. I can't wait to hear that again.
Understand it, why you felt alone and left the table. And what a simple thought, you're starving till you're not.
Oh my god, it's so
All
good.
of the foes and all of the friends have messed up before, they'll mess up again. Life is a song, it ends when it ends. We move on, and that's when.
That bass part is driving me nuts. That is so good. It's so catchy. And I can tell you why. So I was kind of just like noodling off over here and I was like, wait a minute. It's not a very consistent pattern. It's very syncopated. And what I mean by that is syncopation is when you kind of have the main pulses of the beat happening and another instrument is going like against the grain on that. Like it starts and stops on it, but then it also has its own rhythmic pattern going around the beat. So if your beat is like 1, 2, 3, 4, your bass might be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it'll have different starts and stops and little rest moments in between. But
Told you it's alright. You were dancing through the lightning strikes, sleepless in the onyx night. But now the sky is open like, oh my Lord, never met no one like you before. You had to make your own sunshine, but now the sky is open like,
so now that I've heard it again, those big like bordering chamber pop vocals, they're not quite chamber pop yet. They're just these big like chamber vocals just going like, I don't know, like it sounds like it's just one vocal. I know it's not, because normally in pop music things are tracked multiple times and then they're parallel processed and then they're mixed alongside each other. The chorus, the verses on this is definitely going to be a repeat one for me. Let's see how the bridge sort of adds to our little narrative here.
It's just a storm inside a teacup. The shelter here with me, my love. Thunder like a drum. This life will beat you up. Oh, oh, oh. This is just a temporary speed bump, but failure brings you freedom, and I can bring you love. Don't you sweat it, baby, it's alright. You were dancing through the lightning strikes. Sleepless in the onyx night, but now the sky is opalite. Oh, 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 my Lord, never met no one like you before. No, you had to make your own sunshine, and now the sky is opalite. Oh, 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 oh.
That was really good. That has to be probably one of my new favorite Taylor songs. That is just that was so great. There was a lot I wanted to talk about. Let me see if I can remember. So I wanted to focus on the energy sort of build up right there leading into the bridge. And I kind of just got lost in all the sonics there and just the way everything was arranged. But we kind of got a bit of a you need to calm down moment, like with the different vocals going ba-ba, 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 and sort of building off of the harmonics of the one laid before it. I am such a sucker for just huge vocal stacks like that, even when I'm given to them from clients and I have to mix, like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes when I work with artists and they send me like 50 vocals, they feel bad. No, I like as a producer, there's nothing more satisfying than getting sent like 50 vocal tracks and having to like stack them and play kind of like Legos with them in a way, and like kind of make them like just this huge, larger than life sort of performance. And oh my God, like that has to be like one of her most best like feel good songs. And another thing too, so far, again, we're 3 for 3. This album is a lot less glitzy, sort of synth pop than I thought it was going to be. We have some keyboard action in there, but it's actually a very band heavy album. Like there's a lot of guitar tracks. There's that bass track is pretty much the pivotal center of the song, which is so great. I feel like bass is a very underrated instrument just in general. I think personally, in a world full of like 808s and stuff, we forget just how good a nice driving bass line can be as like the center of a song. And this is a great example of it. I'm actually going to keep this song in mind when I bring up bass performances for certain situations and for certain clients, because I feel like bass is very underrated. It's such a great instrument for sort of supporting the bottom of your song and sort of giving it a nice little low foundation for the rest of the instruments to sort of wrap around it. And just well done. That has to be my favorite on the album so far. That is such a good song. Let's go into track 4, Father Figure. Nice to meet you. Where you been? Sorry.
When I found you, you were young, we were lost in the cold. Pulled up to you in the jack, turned your rags into gold. The winding road leads to the chateau. You remind me of a younger me.
Oh, okay. This is actually moodier than I thought it was going to be. So we had like 3 tracks of a huge dopamine rush, essentially. Now we're going into the sort of low-key, like, more melancholy song for once. I want to say the other 3 songs on this so far were in major keys. This is a minor key for sure.
Potential. I'll be your father figure. I drink that brown liquor. I can make deals with the devil.
what I think she just said. Oh, that's great. Wow. All right, Taylor being ever so bold. And again, I'm liking how big, and again, this is very, very blank space sound. It's got that like low rumbling bass. It's got those like twinkly synths coming out of nowhere. Another thing, that I think is going to be just a kind of commonplace sound on this album. I heard it in Opelite, and I was so like just caught off guard by everything that I forgot to mention it. There were some really pretty like big strings kind of flying overhead of the mix towards the end there in that bridge. And I'm starting to hear just a tiny bit of it in the background here, and it reminded me of it. Again, guys, there's going to be all kinds of stuff that I don't catch just because this is just a first listen. Just sort of like a once over sort of thing. And I mean, man, it's almost like midnight here, but so far I'm liking what I think I'm perceiving is the message of this song.
I protect the family, leave it with me. I protect the family. I pay the check before it kisses the mahogany grain. Said they wanna see you rise, they don't want you to reign. I showed you all the tricks of the trade. All I ask for is your loyalty.
We got those Tortured Poets Department vocals coming in here for the verses, like that very low thing that I was talking about earlier that Taylor just doesn't, in my opinion, for what I've seen on the internet, get a whole lot of credit for. But we're also seeing her go up into these very haunting, ghostly, airy falsettos. As someone who does just a bit of amateur singing myself, I think that's a very hard thing to do because you're going from such a low place and you have to carry it up into a very light tone with not a whole lot of air, and you actually have to use a lot of air control to hold it back. I'm not a vocal coach or really a professional vocalist, but from working with vocalists and trying to get good takes out of vocalists, I have learned that sometimes you have to really retake that. This sounds like it was all done in one take, so it was either or it was comped. Knowing Taylor, it was probably one take.
My dear protege, I'll be your father figure. I drink that brown liquor. I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger. This love is pure profit. Just step into my office. They'll know your name in the streets. Leaving on me.
Right into that falsetto. And again, I didn't mention this last time, but this part we're coming up on right here is either the post chorus or it's the tag. It's just a good way to call like an ending hook to a chorus, really.
The family. I saw a change in you. My dear boy, they don't make loyalty like they used to. Your thoughtless ambition sparked the ignition on foolish decisions, which led to misguided visions, led to fulfill your dreams. You had to get rid of me. I protect the family.
Oh yeah, that I protect the family part with the whisper. So good. And I kind of like that protect the family has kind of become a secondary hook of this song. Like you have the father figure sort of big chorus vocals kind of being the predominant one, but having that other hook come in at different parts is so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Figure, we drank that brown liquor. You made a deal with this devil. Turns out my dick's bigger. You wanna fight, you found it.
Did she flip the lyrics there? I think she flipped the lyrics there.
I got the place surrounded. You'll be sleeping with the fishes before you know you're drowning. Whose portraits on the map?
Key change.
Witness and find your car canceled. I was your father figure. You pulled the wrong trigger. This empire belongs to me. Leaving on me. I protect the family. Leaving on me. I protect the family. Leaving on me.
Can't stop. It's so good. That whole groove, the shuffle of it felt very jazz, felt very showgirl. Again, I'm going to keep saying that because I feel like all of Taylor's albums up until this point, they're not copycats. Like each album she's put out has a theme. It sticks to it very well. And I was kind of like, based on what she was saying about this album, how it was recorded, who it was made with, sort of the idea and the mentality behind it, the limited knowledge we had going into this, I was expecting a Frankenstein of like 3 of what I think are some of her best albums. Instead, we've gotten a completely unique vibe, a completely unique album in my opinion, and it definitely stands out in her discography, but also complements everything that came before it for sure. That song was really catchy. I like the lyrical flip there. I'm gonna need some more time to really hear that, to really understand the full meaning of what the song's about, but I liked some of the very poetic ways of wording stuff on this and some of the very bold ways of wording stuff on this. And again, the whole package here is amazing. This is what we're here for, guys, is again what I would deem so far as one of Taylor's best, but we'll see. We still got more songs. We still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more songs. Let's move on to track 5, which had a reference, I think, right out the gate or in track 2, but let's move on to track 5, Eldest Daughter. Was I right? Is this going to be the album's ballad?
Everybody's so punk on the internet. Everyone's unbothered till they're not. Every joke's just trolling and memes. Sad as it seems, apathy is hot. Everybody's...
Oh, man. Why is that so real, man? Like, okay, I'm gonna touch on that for a little bit because, like, and again, we're not gonna get super off topic here or anything, but I actually can lend some experience to this really quick, just based on what I'm perceiving about what Taylor's singing about here. So I took a big break from the internet and from social media and stuff for a long time. And no shame to anyone who uses the internet a lot. I mean, I love the internet. The internet is how I'm connecting with you guys right now and how we're reacting to music and sort of talking about it and opening up a discussion about things, right? Like, it's really good for some things. But man, I know what it's like to have a really bad sort of relationship with things like the internet and with internet culture. And taking a break from that and coming back is probably one of the best things I've ever done in my life. So hearing it sort of laid out very blankly and very open and honestly in a song is very nice, especially from someone like Taylor, who's one of the biggest, if not the biggest artist in the world, and of our sort of generation and multiple generations here now. So it's really great to hear statements like that be very kind of blanketed like that.
Let's throw it in the comments. Every single hot take is cold as ice. When you found me, I said I was busy. That was a lie. I have been afflicted by a terminal uniqueness. I've been dying just from trying to seem cool. But I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage. But I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you out. So many traitors, smooth operators, but I'm never gonna break that vow. I'm never gonna leave you now.
Oh man. Oh my goodness. Yes. This song is everything. This usually, so you guys know me, I usually don't like ballads except for just the really well written, really well crafted ones. Sometimes I feel like ballads are lost on me sometimes. When we were listening to Caroline a couple of weeks ago, there was a song on there that was literally just ambience and vocals, and it literally like almost brought me to tears. And yeah, I'm really resonating with this right now. To anybody who's been just either bullied on the internet or to anyone who's just been like the subject of like the butt of the joke, I guess, because of just punks on the internet or because of just bad parts of internet culture. I think this song is for you in that certain sense, because like it's so great having someone who's so popular kind of tell you like, hey, just try to keep your integrity and try to keep your authenticity regardless. And it's hard. It takes discipline. It takes sometimes stepping back and sometimes like really being in reality for a while. And I think having that in a song form is beautiful.
You know, the last time I laughed this hard was on the trampoline in somebody's backyard. I must have been about 8 or 9. That was the night I fell off and broke my arm. Pretty soon I learned cautious discretion. When your first crush crushes something kind. When I said I don't believe in marriage, that was a lie. Every eldest daughter was the first lamb to the slaughter. So we all dressed up as wolves and we looked fire. But I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage. But I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you out. So many traitors, smooth operators, but I'm never gonna break that vow. I'm never gonna leave you now, now, now. We lie back, a beautiful, beautiful time lapse. Ferris wheels, kisses, and lilacs, and things I said were dumb, 'cause I thought that I'd never find that beautiful, beautiful life that shimmers that innocent light back, like when we were young. Every youngest child felt they were raised up in the wild, but now you're home. 'Cause I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage, and I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you out. So many traitors, smooth operators, but I'm never gonna break that vow. I'm never gonna leave you now, now, now. Never gonna break that vow. Never gonna leave you now, now. I'm never gonna leave you now.
That song had no business being that great. I had to just kind of let it play and just get kind of consumed by it. I thought that was one of Taylor's like prettiest ballads, and you can at me on that. You can, regardless of what these lyrics are saying, you can come at me in the comments. I don't care. I'm holding that opinion. I feel like the relatability of this song for a lot of people is going to feel very good. I think a lot of people are going to really resonate with what the song talks about, and I think it's just a very good message. It really is. I don't think from a production standpoint there was really a whole lot to talk about there other than the nice, very addition of acoustic guitar and big swelling vocal layers and strings kind of bringing everything together towards the end. It was a very powerful song. It really was. And I loved some of the messages in there about various topics, about confidence and about sort of letting people getting in your head and how to sort of combat that. And I think yeah, it was very well said. It was very well written. And that's another like. Let's move on to track 6, Ruin the Friendship. Hey everyone, Jake Edits here. So I'm putting this in here as just a quick little warning going into this song. So there are some lyrics and some parts of the story of this song that were totally lost on me while I was listening to it, and I wanted to address them really quick before we go listening to the song. I'm just gonna leave it at that and take with what you hear next as you will. What's up with the drums and the bass on this album? Why is everything so punchy and funky? Like, so I'm serious when I say this. I was expecting everything to be very much like Machine, perfect pop, synth pop, 1989, just very like, that way. And I'm kind of liking this nice organic sound that this album has. It's different.
Glistening grass from September rain, gray overpass full of neon names. You drive 85.
Those backing vocals are really cool. So, and I'm gonna tell you why they're cool. So, what's nice is the main vocal sits in a nice balanced sonic space. It's not too in the back, it's not too in your face, but these background vocals are kind of in your face, and they're quiet. There's actually not a whole lot of stuff on them. They're just kind of there. They're just in the mix. And I like it because it adds some sort of dynamic contrast between the lead vocal and the backing vocals.
Road and the lakeside beach, watching the game from your brother's Jeep. Your smile, miles wide, and it was not an invitation. Should've kissed you anyway. Should've kissed you anyway. And it was not convenient, no. But your girlfriend was away. Should've kissed you anyway.
Taylor.
Shiny wood floors underneath.
I don't know what the song is about, but Taylor. That's all I gotta say. No, that was a nice lift going into that chorus. It was actually kind of a unique hook in that sense because it didn't really say what the song title was. Normally, sometimes choruses kind of implement that in pop music. They kind of find a way to sort of put them in there. But it kind of felt like a big pre-chorus, and now we're in the verse. So there might be like a B section kind of chorus coming later to sort of open things up a little bit. We're gonna find out.
My feet, disco ball makes everything look cheap. Have fun, it's prom. Wilted corsage dangles from my wrist. Over his shoulder, I'll catch a glimpse and see you looking at me. And it was not an invitation, but as the 50 Cent song plays, should've kissed you anyway. And it was not convenient.
Those backing vocals have gotten more layered with this verse, so they're not like super in the back. They're also not super like one or two harmonies. They're more like three or four, which is a good way to kind of build this up. And I have a feeling it's going to explode after this pre-chorus.
The best mistake, should've kissed you anyway. Hey, don't make it awkward in second period. Might piss your ex off. Lately we've been good. Seeing friends is safe doesn't mean you should.
Ooh, nice vocal slide.
Don't make it awkward in second period. Might piss your ex off. Lately we've been good. Staying friends is safe doesn't mean you should.
Nice.
When I left school, I lost track of you. Abigail called me with the bad news. Goodbye.
What is that vocal technique? Hold on. That's really cool. So we're going between whisper, like bordering whisper. It's like a low volume, like chest voice technique. We're going between that and these airy falsettos that Taylor has just become so good at doing over her career, but just bouncing kind of between those two little devices, right? In the same phrase. It's just magical sounding. It sounds so good with the reverb that they picked for that.
And we'll never know why it was not.
Also, there are some lyrics and some parts of the story of this song that were totally lost on me while I was listening to it.
Invitation, but I flew home anyway with so much left to say. It was not
let's move on to track 7, Actually Romantic.
I heard you call me boring Barbie when the coke's got you brave. High fived my ex and then you said you're glad he ghosted me. Wrote me a song saying it makes you sick to see my face. Some people might be offended, but it's actually sweet. All the time you've spent on me, it's honestly wild. All the effort you've put in, it's actually romantic. I really gotta hand it to you. Ooh, no man has ever loved me like you do.
Okay, so whoever Taylor is talking about here is getting served. I like how everything's laid out here in such a catchy way. I'm also liking how minimal the instrumental is right now. It makes me feel like the chorus is just gonna blow up here in a second, but I'm liking just the typical acoustic guitar like swing happening with that chorus pedal. It sounds very nostalgic, and this is actually going to sound really good in a full band version if this gets played live. But yeah, let's see where this lyrical message leads us into the song. Oh, those hi-hats coming in.
Hadn't thought of you in a long time, but you keep sending me funny valentines. And I know you think it comes off vicious, but it's precious, adorable, like a toy chihuahua bargaining me from a tiny purse. That's how much it hurts. How many times has your boyfriend said, why are we always talking about? It's actually sweet. All the time you've spent on me, it's honestly wild. All the effort you've put in, it's actually romantic. I really gotta hand it to you. Ooh.
Those vocals coming up towards the end of the chorus were magical. The way they just went ooh, and sort of like detuned out a little bit. That was nice. It's got a very nice alternative swing to it for sure. Like it definitely has that sort of big anthem energy to it without going like full on distorted rock, right? But it's definitely leaning a bit more rock on the energy here.
No man has ever loved me like you do. You think I'm tacky, baby? Stop talking dirty to me. It sounded nasty, but it feels like you're flirting with me. I mind my business, God's my witness that I don't provoke it. It's kinda making me what?
The guitar feedback right there was so good. I'm always been a sucker for that. Sometimes like if I'm putting that into a song I'm producing, I have to like do like a pinch harmonic and like kind of shake it up a little bit just to add that like texture, like take the actual body of the guitar and sort of like vibrate it and look kind of silly here in my space. But yeah, no, that was a nice little sort of detail going in here. I wonder who the song's about. I'm literally sitting here like, oh wow, like are we dishing on them? Are we saying, hey, look, let's kind of die things down a little bit. Like, you're kind of acting a bit savage. Like, well, like, what is it? Like, I need to understand.
Actually sweet. All the time you've spent on me, it's honestly lovely. All the effort you put in, it's actually romantic. Really gotta hand it to you. No man has ever loved me like it's actually romantic.
The way that built up was actually really good. So at first I was kind of like wanting the energy to pick up a bit, but once it actually did, I got the full picture of what's going on here. So again, really enjoying Taylor experimenting a bit on this. So both the last song and this song kind of feel like follow-ups to her song So High School off of Tortured Poets. It kind of feels like it's leaning in that direction, just that very indie alternative rock kind of thing. And it's kind of nice having some of that shake up some of the energy on here. Like it kind of diverts in a sense away from the whole showgirl aesthetic a little bit and away from that, and kind of feels a little more stripped back and personal. And ironically, or kind of funny that I mentioned that, because we get that after the most open and honest track on here, which was Eldest Daughter. So I feel like ever since that song, we've gotten a bit more personal Taylor again. Before we go into this next song called Wish List, when I saw the track list for this, Wish List and Canceled were the ones that I wanted to hear the most. And obviously Life of a Showgirl featuring Sabrina Carpenter, that's going to be a banger. I can tell you that already just by looking at it. But let's move on to track 8. Let's see what track 8 has to offer us here.
They want that yacht life under chopper blades. They want those bright lights and Balenci shades and a fat ass with a baby face. They want it all.
I like Taylor just listing all of these sort of expectations, the societal expectations of like materialism, you know? So that's, I mean, who knows what the rest of the song lyrically is going to offer, but from a musical standpoint, I don't know how this is going to play out. Are we going to get those Jack Antonoff, I know he's not on this, but those Jack Antonoff sounding sort of like organic drums? Or are we going to get more machine processed drums on this one? I feel like a trap beat is almost warranted coming up here pretty soon. I don't know if it's going to happen, you guys, but I'm pretty much I'm leaning into that sort of expectation that we're going to get at least one before this album goes out, or at least a big dance beat, at least on the last song. Please give me like a big dance break, but we'll see, because so far the keyboards are giving me higher energy on the song so far.
They want that complex female character. They want that critical smash palm d'or and an Oscar on their bathroom floor. They want it all, and they should have what they want. They deserve what they want. Hope they get what they want. I just want you. Have a couple kids, got the whole block looking like you. We tell the world to leave us the fuck alone, and they.
We got Reputation Taylor on this finally. It's screaming Reputation to me. It's screaming like So It Goes, Delicate. Yeah, it's definitely giving me songs like that. And it's also got a bit of a trap knock to it, I will say. We haven't heard the rolling hats yet, but it's definitely got that sort of bob and weave kind of rhythm to it.
Wow, got me dreaming about a driveway with a basketball. Ooh, bust up, settle down, got a wish list. I just want you.
Taylor running the trap with those rapid staccato vocals. I'm such a sucker for those guys. Doesn't matter what music I'm listening to. If I'm hearing dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it, it just gets me going. It's got such an energy to it. It's a great technique.
That freedom, living off the grid. They want those 3 dogs that they call their kids, and that good surf, no hypocrites. They want it all. They want a contract with Real Madrid. They want that spring break that was fucking lit, and then that video taken off the internet. They want it all.
We got a key change during the end of the second half of a verse and a pre-chorus. That like never happens in modern pop. I mean, sure, you guys can probably direct me to a couple of songs that do, but I don't hear it very often. Usually key changes are done on the bridge, so that was kind of shocking.
What they want, they deserve what they want. I hope they get what they want.
So you guys probably, I don't know if you guys hear it, but in the back, like back, far reaches abyss of the mix, I'm hearing like this kind of analog whirring synth, kind of reminding me of Down Bad, like that sort of womp kind of sound. I'm hearing a little bit of that back there. It's very tucked. It's very, 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 very far back in the mix. I'd have to actually find an instrumental of this at some point to really listen to it.
Have a couple kids, got the whole block looking like you. We tell the world to leave us the fuck alone, and they do. Wow, got me dreaming about a driveway with a basketball. Ooh, bust up, settle down, got a wish list. I made wish.
how cute that little snare sounds in the back right there. And again, her vocals just sound phenomenally arranged here, phenomenally mixed. The very glossy mix, oh, it's just so good on the ears, so well on the ears. I mean, the compression job is fantastic here.
Me a best friend who I think is hot. I thought I had it right once, twice, but I did not. You caught me off my guard. I hope I get what I want, 'cause I know what I want. I just want you.
What is that noise happening there in the right headphone? Is that like a very high-pitched like opera vocal, or is that a synth? I'm having a very hard time discerning that right now, but that was a cool little way to like up the energy a bit, because right now this instrumentation is kind of the same that we had in the second chorus, but hearing that kind of transcends it a little bit, brings it up ever so slightly.
With the basketball, ooh, bust up, settle down, got a wish list. I just want you. Have a couple kids, got the whole block looking like you. We tell the world to leave us the fuck alone, and they do. Wow. And now you got me dreaming about a driveway with the basketball. Ooh, bust up, settle down, got a wish list. I just want you.
I like how playful the lead vocal is with the ad-libs during the wish list part. Wish list. That adds a lot of sort of rhythmic dynamic to a song when artists do that. And I really got to sort of commend Taylor for ducking the energy a little bit and being vulnerable on a couple of songs, and now bringing it back up. It felt like a nice mix of Reputation and Tortured Poets. Like, we had a little bit of down bad in there, but we also had a bit of like Delicate, So It Goes. Some of the more like glossy cuts off of Reputation a little bit. Let's move on to track 9, Wood. I have some funny TikToks and skits across the internet about this song have been brought to my attention, so we'll see how this plays out. Let's go into track 9, guys. Oh, okay. After Laughter by Paramore, anybody? Hearing any similarities?
He's bare naked, I was distraught. He loves me not. He loves me not. And he's unlucky, I took him back, and then stepped on a crack, and the black cat laughed. And baby, I'll admit I've been a little
Oh, we're picking it up.
superstitious. Fingers crossed until you put your hand on mine. Seems to be that you and me, we make our own luck. A bad sign is all good. I ain't gotta knock on wood.
That was cool. Okay. I love the way that this track just upped the ante in terms of the rhythm section, and we had that knock sample.
All of that bitch you wishing on a falling star never did me any good. I ain't got to knock on wood. It's you and me forever dancing in the dark. All over me, it's understood. I ain't got to knock on wood.
Oh, that is infectious, and I'm going to tell you why. So the technique that's happening right there across the entire instrumental is called concert tempo, and what that means is every instrument plays at the same time. So it happens actually a lot. You might even pick up on it once you know what it is, type of thing. But the hi-hat and the kick drum, bump, bump, bump. The guitars are going with it. The keyboards are going with it. The bass are going with it. It's literally a technique called concert tempo, and it means that every instrument plays at the same time in unison with a certain rhythm. And it's usually that bump, bump, bump. Sometimes it could be bump, 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 but it usually goes bump, bump, bump. And it kind of adds just a bunch of like, dynamics to the song.
Give me, it sounds cocky. Hypnotize me and open my eyes. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs. Girls, I don't need to catch the
That wah pedal, by the way, on the guitar is flawless. That's probably an actually like really expensive wah pedal too. That's probably a very authentic effect. I'm so used to talking about artists and going, yeah, guys, it's a VST. It's an electronic thing that they're running that through. Dude, this is Taylor Swift. She probably has like this very nice like access to like a studio, like actual 70s like funk wah pedal used on like famous songs, like, so it's very cool to hear some of those high fidelity sounds being used in such a very humble production. This isn't over the top. It's not like, hey, I have like the best producers in the world at my fingertips type of thing. This is actually a very humble presentation of what Taylor can do with her sound, and it just sounds so good. The rhythm, the energy on this one is really good.
To know a hard rock is on the way. And baby, I think I've been a little
You can't help but dance to this one, man.
The curse on me was broken by your magic wand. Seems to me that you and me, we make our own love. You're high, manhood. I ain't gotta knock on wood. All of that graduation on a falling star never did me any good. I ain't got to knock on wood. It's you and me forever dancing in the dark. Over me, it's understood. I ain't got to knock on wood. Forgive me, it sounds cocky. Hypnotize me and open my eyes. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs. Forgive me, it sounds cocky. Hypnotize me and open my eyes. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs.
That was great. That bridge was awesome. And what was funny is I saw the song was coming to an end, so I was like, we're not going to get a bridge. No way. And Taylor found a way to do it. And those lyrics are amazing. That was awesome. It's just so good. Yeah, that was a banger. I'm definitely going to be listening to that song a lot. That was so funny. It's so great. And the rhythm was just infectious is the only word I have for it, you guys. Like, it was so well made. Sounded like a really fun jam session. And just how can you not feel hyped listening to stuff like that? Move on to track 10, Canceled. More guitar energy.
Thought that it would be okay at first. The situation could be saved, of course, but they'd already picked out your.
This is new. This is different. Hold on. This feels different. I don't know what to expect going forward on this, but this feels like a different sound for her, and I'm literally here for it. Like, it sounds kind of like on Ruin the Friendship and Actually Romantic, just a very like alt rock kind of feel to it. Not what I expected on this album at all. Again, so I was expecting very gloss, very big, very pop. So great job defying expectations, Taylor, because I literally was not expecting this. Like,
And hers, beware the wrath of masked crusaders. Did your girl boss too close to the sun? Did they catch you having far too much fun? Come with me, when they see us, they'll run. Something wicked this way comes. Good thing I like my friends canceled. I like 'em cooked in Gucci and in scandal. Like my whiskey sour and poison thorny flowers. Welcome to my underworld where it gets quite dark. At least you know exactly who your friends are. They're the ones with matching scars.
okay, we have like a dark version of Karma, Lavender Haze, and almost just completely new sound. I don't even know what you compare it to. It's got a bit of dark pop in there a little bit. Yeah, not really what I was expecting. When I saw the track Canceled, I was expecting like kind of like what we got on Wishlist, like a big like Run the Trap kind of pop banger. But instead we got this kind of heavy, like brooding dark pop track with rock influences. Let's keep the party going here.
It's easy to love you when you're popular. The optics
killing it with the lyrical game here. I'm going to have to need some more time to really sit with those, but I'm really liking the sort of display that she's providing here narratively. And I also can really appreciate the Reputation vibes in full swing on this. It feels so stomping and so just like arena ready. This is going to shake a lot of car stereos. It's going to shake a lot of hearts in the stadiums. This is going to be definitely a song that we will see in the set list for sure. I can without a doubt hold that opinion, because I think that this is definitely going to be a mainstay in the set list. I hope it just sounds so fitting for a Taylor Swift set list.
I like 'em cooked in Gucci and in scandal, like my whiskey sour and poison thorny flowers. Welcome to my underworld, it'll break your heart. At least you know exactly who your friends are. We're the ones with matching scars. They stood by me before.
I like the slowdown. So we've had a very stomping on the beat kind of experience so far, and I like the slowdown, the grim, the very pulled back halftime drums here on the bridge. That's a very common production technique, and it helps. It really helps sort of add a different perspective, kind of spin your song into a different light kind of thing.
Exoneration, they believed I was innocent, so I'm not here for judgment, no. But if you can't be good, then just be better at it.
That sound is so cool. That's either a violin with a ton of compression and reverb on it, or it's like a synthetic like pad with a lot of thickness, a lot of detune to make it wide and very powerful sounding. Or it's a mix of both. It could be both layered with each other. I have no idea. But those are my ideas in terms of what that is. It's a very provocative sound. I love it.
Everyone's got bodies in the attic, or took somebody's man. We'll take you by the hand, and soon you'll learn the art of never getting caught. It's a good thing I like my friends canceled.
Oh, yes.
I like 'em cooked in Gucci and in scandal, like my whiskey sour and poison thorny flowers. Yeah, it's a good thing I like my friends canceled. I salute you if you're much too much to handle, like my whiskey sour and poison thorny flowers. Can't you see my infamy loves company? Now they've broken you like they've broken me, but a shattered glass is a lot more sharp. And now you know exactly who your friends are. You know who we are. We're the ones with matching scars.
Holy moly, people. That was a great song. I was kind of just entranced with it. I wanted to talk more about the production. I'll do that now. I was just so like in it. Like this songs like this is what I live for in Taylor's discography. So I loved how big the production sounded. It sounded so sinister and so dark and so brooding, but the way it started out was more rock, more like heavy. It kind of had a bit of a heavy tendency to it, and kind of not what I expected, but I was pleasantly surprised by it too. I mean, she just totally carries her weight on songs like this, and I love the like honesty in her songs and the authenticity in it. And I think there's a lot to really like learn from that from Taylor, is just kind of being authentic and being yourself. And I think that what this album is showing is, as she's gotten older, as she's made more music, and as life has kind of thrown her some things here and there, and as you know, you're kind of skepticized and sort of blown out of proportion in the media and whatever have you, whatever stance you take on Taylor. Personally, I think that it's a good message to sort of have that, like, hey, look, you know, the same stuff that you do and the same stuff that other people do are the same. The same paths that we take in life might be a little different. They might have slightly different things, but we all kind of come together in the end. We all kind of have like full circle moments. And I don't know. I think that this song was kind of a more darker, vivid, lush interpretation of that. And the sonics in this song complemented Taylor's singing style so well. I mean, arguably better than most of the songs on here. And that's not in a bad way. I mean that in terms of like, she chose a vibe and she just went for it on this. Everything else on this album has been an incredible listening experience so far, but this song in particular, I just really felt the sort of brooding nature of what the song was about, and just it felt so great to listen to. It didn't feel sarcastic. It didn't feel like a character. It felt very open and honest, kind of like Eldest Daughter. We still got two songs left. Let's move on to track 11, Honey.
You can call me honey if you want, because I'm the one you want. When anyone called me sweetheart, it was passive aggressive at the bar, and the bitch was telling me to back off.
So I know she's in the middle of singing right now, and I feel horrible for pausing, but I want to talk about this because this is what we do on this channel. So that beat is actually pretty unique, and I'm going to tell you why. So the first kick of the phrase goes with this like lower 808, and it almost feels like it's part of the kick. Like there's almost two kicks in the song. You have the one with the 808 attached to it, and then you have the one that's not. The one that's not happens a little later, and there's like a higher pitched 808 going alongside of it. So a little bit of syncopation there, a little bit of sort of rhythmic tendencies with the hi-hats and with the moving, shifting 808s with it. But yeah, definitely a really catchy beat there. Let's see how it progresses.
And it looked at me wrong. If anyone called me honey, it was standing in the bathroom. White teeth, they were saying that skirt don't fit me, and I cried the whole way home. But you touched my face.
That was sick. So the bass went up in like a harmonic value. I couldn't even tell you what. I want to say a fifth. Like it just went up, boom. And so did Taylor's voice. She like accompanied it directly, just slid up into that note so perfectly.
Redefine all of those blues when you say, honey. Summertime spreads, pink skies. You can call me honey if you want, because I'm the one you want. Winter green kiss on mine. Give it different meaning, because you mean it when you talk. Honey, I'm home. We could play house. We could bed down, pick you up. Who's the baddest in the land? What's the plan? What's the plan? You could be my forever nightstand, honey.
Why is this the Bejeweled or the this is why we can't have nice things, or like it's very like the second to last song on the album, so very fitting in picking the tracks on this. I wonder how many songs were recorded for this album that didn't make the cut, because I feel like a lot of the times on Taylor's albums, certain songs just fit the number, kind of like what we were talking about in the 21 Pilots video. Sometimes songs just directly fit wherever they belong on the track list, and I find that on Taylor's albums, that statement also holds a lot of weight. Like they just fit where they are on the song. This feels like a second to last song on an album.
Anyone called me sweetheart, it was passive aggressive at the bar, and the bitch was telling me to.
I love those backing vocals going, I don't do it good, but I love them kind of just swimming around the main vocal. It sounds so good, you guys. It sounds so good. I love the playful nature of a lot of sort of the production tendencies on this album, but specifically on this song, they're coming to life a bit more. This and Wish List, and maybe a little bit on Wood, you're starting to hear some of those very playful sort of musical tendencies from both the vocals and the production elements start to come through on these.
Back off, 'cause a minute looked at me wrong. If anyone called me honey, it was standing in the bathroom. White teeth, they were saying that skirt don't fit me, and I cried the whole way home. But you touched my face, redefine all of those blues when you say.
We've gone from trap drums to like low jazzy drums, which is kind of cool.
You can call me honey if you want, because I'm the one you want. I'm the one you want. try to remember in the morning. And when anyone called me lovely, they were finding ways not to praise me. But you say it like you're in awe of me, and you stay until the morning. Honey, when anyone called me sweetheart,
There we go. There's that big
passive aggressive.
I kind of liked the sort of pause before we went into that moment. That was really special. It felt very special to me. And I also really like her lyricism on here, talking about how I don't like when other people call me this, but I like when you call me this because of the context that follows it. Like, normally when people call me this, it feels very condescending, or it feels very like not genuine, or it comes from a just different place that I don't really appreciate. And whoever Taylor's directly addressing in the song, you know, it's more of a positive context. It feels better. It feels more genuine.
The bar and the bitch was telling me to back off, 'cause a minute looked at me wrong. He looked at me wrong. If anyone called me honey, he was standing in the bathroom. White teeth, they were saying that skirt don't fit me, and I cried the whole way home. But you can call me honey if you want.
Wow. Yeah, that was great. Again, you guys, this album has been a journey. It has been hype, definitely fulfilled. There's so much I can say about it. But the queen is back. She's given us so many great songs. I don't want to blab. I'm probably going to, but I don't want to blab after this song. I just want to have a proper send off. So let's proceed to the last song on the album, The Life of a Showgirl, featuring none other than Sabrina Carpenter. Let's see how these two work together on a song. They have never been on a song together. They've done performances before together, but never like done a genuine collab before. So I think the whole world is excited for this. I'm excited for this. Let's see how this comes together. Okay.
Her name was Kitty, made her money being pretty and witty. They gave her the keys to this city, then they said she didn't do it legitly. I bought a ticket, she's dancing in her garters and fishnets. 50 in the cast, 0 missteps. Looking back, I guess it was kismet.
So I'm going to pause because I wanted to point something out. I'm liking the overall energy of this. It's different than what I expected. So when this album first got announced along with the track list, I was expecting like just big, glitzy, hyper, just big energy pop. And I'm kind of liking the more humble tone that this album has had overall, but especially on this song, especially featuring Sabrina, you could easily make this just a party banger anthem with so much noise and so much drums and energy and bass. And what I'm liking is it's what Taylor does best, which is lyric, like storytelling, songwriting. She plays to her strengths still.
I waited by the stage door, packed in with the autograph, hounds barking her name, then glowing like the end of a cigarette. Wow, she came out. I said, "You live in my dream." Then she said to me, "Hey, thank you for the lovely bouquet. You're sweeter than a peach, but you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe. And you're never ever gonna wait. The more you play, the more that you pay. You're softer than a kitten, so you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe. And you're never gonna wanna."
I kind of like that lyric that they were talking about. The more that you give, the more that you pay, because like, or the more that something. I'm going to pop it up right here because I totally just butchered it. But I kind of like that because I've heard a lot of stories about people getting lost in the music industry and not really like either not really reading their contracts, or their contracts just kind of being screwy and kind of screwing them in certain regards. But like, you know, people having to actually pay money to do certain things, or for example, Taylor's situation with buying her masters back. You also have just sort of the mental toll that being in the spotlight sort of takes on artists at certain levels. So again, I think there's a lot of different interpretations you could take from a song like this, but I'm kind of liking how low key it sounds. It's actually quite surprising. I was expecting just a big like dance anthem, but I'm kind of liking the sort of stadium pop ballad approach that this is taking. And I want to say that was both Taylor and Sabrina harmonizing together on that chorus, because if that is the case, their vocals do work very good together.
She was a menace, the baby of the family in Lennox. Her father whored around like all men did. Her mother took pills and played tennis. So she waited by the stage door, asked the club promoter arrive. She said, I'd sell my soul to have a taste of a magnificent life. It's all mine, but that's not what showgirls get.
No, whoa, hold on. Do you like that? I don't know if you guys hear it, but there's like a whiny like lap steel thing happening in the background, kind of calling back to the interesting pop country thing that Sabrina likes to do as well, and kind of adding character to her voice, as well as Taylor's roots as a country pop singer. So it's kind of cool having just a little bit of that somewhere in this album, just calling back to their roots or some of their sort of origin energy as artists.
Thank you for the lovely bouquet. You're sweeter than a peach, but you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe. And you've never ever been alone.
I take that back. So that was mostly Taylor on the first chorus. Now we get mostly Sabrina on the second one.
Hey, the more you play, the more that you pay. You're softer than a kitten, so you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe. And you're never gonna wanna. I took her pearls of wisdom, hung them from my neck. We're building up. I paid my dues with every bruise. I knew what to expect. Do you wanna take a skate on the ice inside my veins? They ripped me off like false lashes and then threw me away. And all the headshots on the walls of the dance hall are of the bitches who wish I'd hurry up and die. But I'm immortal now, baby.
We did build up, and we had all kinds of crazy orchestrations and swells, and now we're going back down in energy. So definitely giving that sort of what's the word, like Broadway kind of vibes with some of the swells and the piano and the strings and the very like big arrangements. Let's see if this blows up for the last chorus on here.
I couldn't if I tried, so I say thank you for the lovely bouquet. I'm married to the hustle, and now I know the life of a showgirl, babe. And I'll never know another.
Now we have them both on the same chorus. Lovely.
Hey, hidden by the lipstick and lace, sequins are forever, and now I know the life of a showgirl, babe. Wouldn't have it any other way. Wouldn't have it any other way. Hey, kitty. Now I'm in your mind and being pretty and witty. Thank you for the lovely bouquet. Thank you for coming for getting all night. We will see you next time. Give it up for the band
That's awesome.
and the dancers. And of course, Sabrina. That's our show. We love you so much.
I wonder. Hold on. Was that actually a sample of something recorded on the Eras tour or like manipulated? They probably just like redid it in studio and added like a bunch of effects and stuff. But yeah, this album really rocked my sort of anticipations and expectations as a fan. Definitely. I wonder if it did the same for you guys or for other Taylor Swift fans out there. But also like, I want to really commend the experimentation on here, as well as kind of having a nice mixed bag of songs across all of what Taylor knows how to do, and also some kind of relatively new stuff that she might be sort of leaning in, especially on songs like Canceled, Eldest Daughter a little bit, Opelite, actually Romantic. There were a lot of things that I really did not expect on here. It really is quite the opposite. Some of the songs are quite the opposite of what I expected them to be, and that's a good thing. I mean that in all the best ways. I think that Taylor has really made a very unique album in her discography on here. I think it's an album that kind of challenges your expectations. And I'm going to keep saying that because that's literally like what it did for me. So I know that was probably her intention, because she's smart. She knows all of her sounds. She knows what people expect from her. Clearly, even in some of the songwriting elements on this album, that seems to be a running theme, right? What society expects from you, what the music industry expects from you. And hearing that so bluntly stated on this album while also musically being defied and challenged is really awesome and a really cool thing to witness. This was totally worth staying up to listen to. I'm going to be up for probably another couple of hours editing this so that you guys can see it ASAP. We're probably going to have some issues with copyright. I know we did with Sabrina, so I'm going to try to gauge when it comes out. I'm going to try to schedule it ahead of time so that it's got plenty of time to upload and kind of get through the copyright hellhole of YouTube. And so with that being said, thank you guys for your time for watching this. I hope you enjoyed the listening experience as much as I did. We're going to go to that awesome, cool theater thing that they're doing tomorrow, where they show the lyric videos and the music video for the initial single, or the lead single, which I think is The Fate of Ophelia. And yeah, there was a lot to unpack here, and I hope I did it justice for you guys. There's so many other things I wish I could say, but I'm gonna need more time with it for sure. But I really enjoyed it. I pretty much loved the whole album. Everything is a like for me, and I'll definitely be coming back to a lot of these for repeated listens. So thank you guys for your time. Thank you for being understanding of me wanting to get this out on Friday. I'm going to try to get it out by the middle of the day. We'll just see how things go. And I look forward to hearing your opinion about what we talk about next week. And again, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day, night, whatever it is where you're at. Thank you.